One more map to decide the fate of these two Swedish titans here, Vince. Inferno, not really the game we're expecting, especially after what we saw on Mirage from Fnatic. They looked a little bit lost there on Inferno.
They really did, and considering the performance we saw on Mirage, that is so surprising, because on Mirage they were untouchable.
Absolutely, they looked godlike there, and a couple of names just didn't turn up to Inferno whatsoever. But needless to say, we do go to Train now, a map where both teams are very well versed. NIP have got some of their greatest victories at big events on Train. It's never been like their absolute top pick, but they do play it a lot, and hopefully that man on your screen right now, Rez, an absolute beast on Inferno. That's the form we want to see him in. He'll be joined by the other young gun of NIP, Draken, who is looking decent with the AWP. Fnatic will have to pick themselves up, dust themselves down as we move on to Train, which will decide who will be making it to the semi-finals tomorrow. A lot on the line.
Against Astralis, no less.
That is going to be such a sick game. Regardless who makes it through, I kind of want Fnatic just for the way they have been playing so far in this tournament. Hopefully not like they did on Inferno, I'll say that much. But either way, it looks like we will be getting into this one momentarily. Forest, haven't had to say his name a bunch. It hasn't been one of those amazing series for him so far. Hasn't been bad, but hasn't just been blowing everyone out the water. That's what you're used to seeing from him. And I guess when he set the bar so high for certain players, you kind of want a little bit more when they have average performances.
And that's really what I said after the first map, that we didn't have the get rights. We didn't have the Forest vintage moments or vintage plays that you may come to expect. But the great news is on Inferno, we had Rez really step up.
Yes.
And he was playing lights out. At one point, he was like 17 and 5. I think he finished in the mid to high 20s. The guy was playing absurdly well.
Yeah, really enjoyed his performance there. His AK-47 is pure filth at times. But we're on to Train now, and we'll be doing the knife round in a short minute. As Jumpy, the coach of the Fnatic boys, was decorated 1.6 player, played for teams like Meteor Makers back in the day. He was considered a bit of a tactical mastermind in the Swedish scene. Didn't really fully break out to the international squads or to make his like a proper name for himself, but a great Counter-Strike mind. And we will indeed be getting into this game. I think we're fully live. The knife's already been done, Vince. It will be NIP to start on the CT side, Fnatic on the T side. Your final map of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Get hyped as we'll bring in the pistol round now. It's going to be the PD-50 for Flusher. Smoke flashbang for him. And you want to talk about performances on Train. Look to Katowice finals, where he made FaZe look foolish at times with some of the plays he was making. It was absolutely absurd. As we get to the first round, here's Draken. Ready and waiting. Get right to challenge towards the upper round. Might want to get out of there. 14 HP. Needs to be careful on his exit. Jumps towards the spool safely. Down to 14. Didn't really inflict much on the other side. In terms of the setup, Fnatic had 3 players towards Ivy, 2 inside. So maybe just a bit of a fake towards inner, just to force a rotation, which has worked. Reds has gone towards inner, and it will be an outside push now.
So they've got the pieces in place where they wanted them, and now it's all about the execution portion. And Dennis has got it with 3 ridiculous pistol frags, turning this round completely in Nip's favor. He's regarded as one of the best pistol players in the world, and that's why. But hold on, Flush is still alive. He's still healthy with a P250, and he's landing headshots too.
How does Dennis do this again and again? My God. Less than a minute remaining, but Flusher keeps him in contention for this round. Crims waiting for any flanks coming towards main entrance. They still have 45 seconds here, so they're okay. Flusher pops up and towards a connector. Thought the Corpse was a player at that point.
That's a Corpse, mate. There's no proning in this game.
Yeah, exactly. Just shows you how much in the zone he is there. As get right, and Dennis. One goes down, and a second as well. Surely not like this, Vince. You would be so gutted if you just performed like that with the silent USP, and it doesn't work out. Crims with 2, and Draken so good on Inferno. Has he got anything left in the tank? There's the first bomb down. 15 seconds now as he takes the advantage. He has the smoke. He has the kit. Will the bomb even get planted? Crims. Time running out now. 8 seconds. Does Draken want to push towards him? Assumes it's a fake. It's not. Bomb goes down. Draken now has a lot to work with. He'll know exactly where Crims is. On the other side of the site. They will duel for a little bit, but Crims comes out on top, and Dennis has got to be stewing, Vince. My God, the replay, the highlight of the round, the 3K. and it seemed like impossible kills. One was enough. The fact he got that and they still don't win the round, it's absolutely gutting. How have you got to feel after that?
The third kill for me is absolutely the best one. That is ridiculous. He switches, just flicks so easily, so effortlessly, and then they still lose the round. As you say, he's got to be feeling devastated right now. Like, guys, what else do I have to do?
He got the bomb down.
2 scouts as well.
Okay, well, it is trained.
Yep.
So it's focused around snipers. We've said that throughout the tournament. Draken and Dennis to use them, as I've always said. Dennis was actually quite a prevalent AWP user in Fnatic. He was up there with JW and they had to deploy double AWPs. But Fnatic 1-0 so far. We go into the second round here. Grenades being thrown around. Deagles for Forest and Reds. Get right with the CZ. Whew. This is our final map. Nothing really separated them so far. One map apiece. Both quite triumphant in their victories. NIP even more so. I didn't think they'd be able to top the Fnatic performance in the first. But they certainly stunned their opposition as we go in towards inside.
Well, Henry, I'll have much more of that first round, please.
Absolutely. That's what we want. Huge plays from talented star players. As they make their final approach towards B, that's where the scouts are waiting. Get right with the armor and CZ as well. He goes up the ladder, he's trying to shut down Flusher, can get a UMP out of this. They've committed down lower ramp.
And they're all funneling down lower ramp, so this is where the elevated position of Get Right is going to be that much more potent, that much more deadly, but he still goes down to the hands of JW, who's not done just yet. He's getting himself 3 kills now. Oh my goodness, NIP are just getting slaughtered off these individual efforts.
Wow. Get right, I thought that was enough. Great stuff to go through the smoke. Gets the UMP, second kill comes in, but it's not quite. JW with 3, aggressive towards a connector, finding the unarmored heads, and that's because they had to drop one of the scouts over. Only a couple of them had CZ armor, none of them have helmets, so he just chews through the opposition, and Golden making sure no one comes near that bomb. Just Forest remaining, he'll be all the way towards spawn. Not going to be having much to say in this round. He's hoping that the explosion will bring him a gun to his position, but he's been detected. Down he goes, and it will be 3 players to survive for Fnatic. So far, so good. A bit scary there with the great play from Get Right, but round 3, full eco for the Ninjas now. Here's JW. This was wonderful. This third kill especially. Didn't even have a chance to really reset himself, and he was ready to actually get the kills. Full eco, not a single dollar expended by NIP. Get Right with 3K. I think he's at the very top end of the cash flow. He is indeed. Draken with 2,000. So Draken, he is one of these AWPers that spends way too much in those second round. I've always said that about him. He does make some strange decisions considering they need him on the AWP. That's where he does his best work, right? Especially on train. He's got 2K right now, and they're going to get $2,400. That's not enough for an AWP, and that's a big problem.
Well, another problem is that they are getting manhandled in this round. Short just with USPs, but Crims, he's picked himself up 3. Golden comes in for the last one. Fnatic off to a triumphant 3-0 start. NIP will be able to afford, but as you said, Henry, hitting the nail on the head, they're not going to have enough for the AWP. Interestingly, Get Right did have about 5.6k to spend, and he didn't drop an AWP either. So it will be 4 M4A4s across the board for the Ninjas.
Let's see how detrimental those 4 spies can be. No AWP. No one fully equipped in terms of utility. Always see any aggression from NIP. That's yet to be seen. Get Right alone towards inner, holding the lower ramp, trying to get early information. Crims smoked out, knows he hasn't really got many options there. No one's going to sneak in towards Pop Dog, so he can afford to go back up and execute towards outside if that's the way they want to operate. Bit of a bonus round with the UMP and the Galil there. Plenty of money for Fnatic going forward. Even at this point, Golden's got 7k. Crim 6,000. So this goes to show, even if they don't win this round, if they find 3 or 4 kills, they're in a great position to reset NIP.
Train is full of dangers right now for NIP. We're trying to tread cautiously past them. One of which is going to be Lacro, joined by Golden, making a move through Ivy. Draken laid in wait, although he has his mind set on other positions of the map.
Well, they've got towards the end of Ivy. Here's the flashbang to the left-hand side. No one there. It's all down to Draken, like we said. No AWP, trying to look above the smoke. Bomb still down in spawn. Suggests this won't be a fast play from Fnatic. They do recover it. Outside split looking likely at this point with Flusher ready and waiting in the pop dog.
Time ticking down rapidly. The perspective Fnatic, all 10 players alive, just shy of 30 seconds, and Lacro has put the first bullet to face. Golden goes down, was his tag team partner through Ivy, and it's just gone from bad to worse. Nip looking to retaliate in the best possible way, and that's take a convincing round. They only lose Draken, so that is pretty important for Nip. They don't just win the round, they keep a lot of their weapons going forward too.
That is the best possible scenario for an IP. Like we said, no AWP, and they had little utility there. Red stepping up continues that crisp aim we saw in Inferno. 3 kills for him, good spray control coming through. But remember, Fnatic have a ton of cash here. They were looking for a bit more than that. At least 2-3 kills would have been enough just to kind of keep NIP a little bit worried for their finances, but maybe an inside push here. They're going to see 5 players in the halls. Golden does show presence towards Pop Dog first. Forest now AK-47. You want to pick up those every chance you get on the CT side. Long-range map like this, you want the one-tap potential. You want to be able to duel the AKs toe-to-toe. Rez goes with the wall bang. Crim's boosted up behind the smoke, seeing if anyone's on top of the trains by main entrance. Smoke deployed again and doesn't have the same vision. Wants to get off now.
A little bit too hot to handle. Could have been nades finding their way towards Pop Dog. Forest will find his way to the first kill. AK-47 used against a terrorist. Golden blindly firing, spraying through the smoke. Will be rewarded. All even affair.
It's down to get right now. He has got flash up. Ready and waiting at the upper platform. Draken by the spools. It looks like an inside finish is very likely at this point. Options, the smoke connector or down lower ramp. Could even do both if you like. Crims is just going to throw, I think, a smoke towards outside. Indeed he has. So that goes outside, just to hold a rotation that side of the map. 2 in up, Draken, great incendiary. That's going to buy him some time and even grants him a frag. Absolutely so, and even holds him at bay. Get right, he hits this one. That's going to be round done.
That crawl remains AK-47. Gets the first, but not the second. However, 2 players die on the side of the CTs. 3-2 the score.
3-2. Fnatic, no plants in the last couple of rounds. They did have a lot of cash, but now that has been whittled down. We're just going to see maybe a partial buy here. Could go for the full eco. They will get $2,400 in the next round. They've currently got about 2,000, so definitely a buy into the next for now. Deagle CZs. ZNP look poised to take the third, or pick up their third, I should say. Draken. AWP this time, looking towards main entrance. Great name. Dennis looking for that big spray down, joined by Forest. Double team going to town at the Ivy. Flusher might get 1 consolation frag, not even that. 1 kill picked up from Fnatic as NIP tie things up. 3-3, round number 6 slips by. Now, money starting to be more favourable. Fnatic can't buy the AWP once more. Here it is, Forest and Dennis getting it done. A scary duo at the end of a tunnel. Draken now, and like I said, Dennis waiting for him to bring out that second AWP. He does it on train. It was Rez on Inferno, and Dennis is going to be called to duty here as we get into round number 7.
Flash into a Molotov, just starving away a possibility of pushing straight past main in towards Olof.
This is one of the most common angles Draken holds. It's very difficult to survive there and even hit the shot, but he's a very fast AWPer. Can be difficult with flashbacks coming towards you and all sorts, but he's pretty proficient in that position. Here's Rez, just dropping a smoke right in the corner. He can still see them dropping down. They can't see him. They'll be gray screen when they come through.
Similar setup for Fnatic once again. 2 players strong. And again, it's going to be Golden and Lekro on Ivy, as ever. Bomb dropped out towards T-Main. Dennis with a flash into Ivy. Will blind Golden. More designated just to stop the push so that Draken could get his AWP set up properly. Smoke into Pop Dog. Will force Rez out. 40 seconds left. Dennis with the first. I'll be hoping there's more to follow, and indeed there is. As Golden is also on the receiving end of the AWP. Crims in the meanwhile goes back on, but it's going to be a 2-on-4 against Fnatic. They have the bomb under their control. Crims trying to fake out as if he's going to the top of the train, see if maybe the CTs counteract and get in his crosshair. But Nip, they have no reason to move, no reason to give any kind of a chance to Fnatic at this stage. Flash over, trying to waste up more valuable time, but it's going to go the way of Nip surely here. The barrel of the gun betrays Dennis. Oh, Crims just came through with... Oh, nearly got through it. That would have been absolutely ridiculous. 6 seconds left, though, but there's not enough time for the bomb plant. All Draken has to do is hide. That's
Absolutely.
it.
Crims almost got that third Vince. Can you imagine
Yes.
a universe where that is pulled off? Goodness gracious me. Round number 8. Close, but no cigar for Fnatic. NIP will have the lead at this point, 4-3. Flasher does save the AWP over. He gets no cash for his efforts there. They are going to partially buy into it. Maximum lost point around the corner. As we say, though, with Fnatic, these are the sort of rounds that work out for them. But 4 in a row for NIP. After losing the pistol, they've looked solid. Money's still been relatively low for them. You can see only one player survived in the previous round. The reinvestment, they're all hanging around the 2K mark. Rez, challenge towards Bogdop, but good incendiary to push Golden back.
Push him back it shall. Into the embracing arms of Get Right, potentially. Who's waiting with an incendiary. Primed to strike on ramp. As soon as that flashbang connects in his eyes, he's throwing that out. He knows what's coming up against him. Pop flash out to a peak also allows him to push around the side. It's going to keep Fnatic watching more than one angle, which is exactly what Nip want to do. They want to divide and conquer the remaining terrorists. Get Right is feeling it right now, and what a time for him to show up.
Yeah, that's really nice. It's always dangerous as an AWP up there. The bomb's down, Fletcher starts hitting some shots, it can all fall apart. Get Right, though, calm as ever, pushes through, doesn't miss a beat. That third kill was excellent as well. You can just see how he calculates the fact that he's in the air. Watch this. As soon as he turns around, it's a just for it. Perfectly positioned.
Headshot as well, of course.
Of course. What else? This is where the game really begins for me, at least. The force buys are over. Everyone's stable. Orbs out on either side. Double or for NIP. And it's up to Fnatic now to show us whether they can start posting rounds here on the T side of Train. AW position in main entrance on the pallets. Very common position for any CTs to come towards him. Takes a nade in the face. Courtesy of Forest. Draken is trying to do that same angle towards lower. I think almost everyone knows he does it. I don't think he'll be finding many kills for that single fact, but round 9, he'll fall back. Get Right goes back into towards position. Molotov and Pop Dog will push Reds back somewhat. I think an inside execution could be a good call from Fnatic. That's where they managed to find a lot of success. Bomb's still down. It's going to be Golden, who's trying to show presence at the end of Ivy. A lot of in-game leaders will do this. They want to be the ones that are either causing the fake or going for the flanks and telling their team when they think it's a good time to go. You'll see players like Carrigan do this. Fallen, just trying to dictate the pace and know when it's the right time, and they can see the rotations come through themselves.
Smoke is all about bamboozling the ninjas on the B side. Bomb still back towards T-spawn. Get Right's going to be in the thick of the action again. Crims literally used Get Right's head as a stop. Get Right couldn't do anything about it. Forrest, in the meanwhile, going to try and tap his way through the smoke. Lands the frag onto Crims. And now 30 seconds, we'll see the bomb start to traverse onto B. JW's going to join the rest of his team. And the bomb will go down. However, so will JW. Up round to the face. They still have a HE and an incendiary too, Nip, so they can toss that onto the site, and that pretty much would be the round over with. Instead, Rez is going to move in with his M4. Gets traded out by Golden. Where are the nades? There it is. Draken tosses it in. Claims a life onto Flush, and last remaining straggler is Golden. Perched at the back of the site. Can he lead by example and pull off an ridiculous, incredible 1v3 clutch? No, he cannot. Instead, it's going to be 6-3.
Good attempt by Fnatic, but unfortunately, that bomb down in Spawn, I really do think they need to stop doing that. You can see how slow it was coming into towards the site. Once they'd already obtained control, they get the opening picks, but the bomb not being planted, they've wasted, what, 15 seconds of bomb down? It had to come in right at the end, and it's a bit of a nightmare overall. JW very late with the AWP, gets dropped. Forrest, though, I have to say, 2 lovely kills through the smoke, just spraying the lower ramp. What an absolute veteran of the game he is. Great awareness, and it will be 6-3. Maximum loss bonus, and then some for Fnatic. Haven't posted a single round since their pistol victory, and then following it up with 2 rounds against the anti-eco. Dennis looking pretty decent on the AWP, Vince, I have to say. He's actually doing a fantastic job. What's the buy looking like for Fnatic? Flusher, $3,200 will buy up the Galil. I've taken a pause, and we are back into it. 4 AKs, 1 Galil, pretty good in terms of utility. JW only with the smoke. Need those bomb plants coming in to consistently buy with the maximum loss burners on the T side. In terms of setup, we're seeing if anything's changed. It's going to be Draken outside now towards that connector. Rez towards Popdog once again, ready and waiting to fight anyone that comes down. Living up to expectations so far. Does damage to the second, can't quite find the frag. Forest now has to strike. He's got a player in front of him. It's not the cleanest, but he'll find it. It's all chaotic outside here right now, but it's bombed down, and Forest trying to find a safe haven. Draken will find it for him. 4 versus 1.
You could see the panic fire was real by Forest there, spinning around. Wasn't sure if there was someone behind him. Now it's down to Flusher. Galil in hand. Not the greatest of weaponry.
You can see that's Fnatic going for a much kind of faster, assertive approach. Get the bomb. Let's choose outside. Go together. 3 at Popdog. Trade out the frag, but it was messy. You could see that not everything was covered. Forrest is not really under that much pressure. He thought he was, but honestly, he had one easy kill in front of him. Everyone's flashed, and Smokes are actually helping him have a bit of cover as well. Flusher done for. Get right. Reads it perfectly. He's looking fantastic. 7-3. That's no plant, no kills. They can buy Golden on 4,700, Crim's 44. It looks like a partial there. I think this is the right call. Things getting very problematic. We're not seeing those epic performances what we did in Katowice. No crazy clutches, and unfortunately, hasn't looked too good since the pistol. AK still for Forest. M4 for Rez and Get Right. He's going to be following Draken. He's back towards that lower round position. Crims with a scout, actually, in the partial buy.
Dennis, get out of that. Also shows with Fnatic's buy that they want to prioritize the AWP over everything else. Forest will need a firing squad, but so too will JW. It's a one-man army of Get Right who continues to impress. Crims, last player left alive. Oh, what a shot in midair that was. I think Rez was looking for the knife.
Yeah, he was.
And he got denied hard.
Yeah, that shot rattled his ancestors. Good lord. And we'll beat round number 12 coming in. And here it is. Flux him out of the air. Good night, Rez. But yes, he was going for the knife. For anyone who's not aware, you go for the knife kills to get an extra kill reward. If you do get 1 knife kill, it's an extra $1,500 to your bank account. So worth it, maybe not then, but either way, next gun round, number 12, 8-3. As Crims tries to go fast and under push with the flame, so Smoke will help him out, but there's so much fire everywhere. He does sit in the corner, but Dennis and Rez going to town with the opening kills. Oh god, through the smoke, Dennis gets another.
Being ripped apart. Golden, the only kill that Fnatic have been able to muster for themselves, and it's going to have to come down to this man. Crims once more landed a pretty unbelievable shot in the last round. There's the first headshot, but no more will be following it. So Ninjas in Pyjamas, after getting brutalized on Mirage, are now in the driver's seat in the 3rd important map.
Timeout coming in for Fnatic. We'll have a look at the scoreboard. We haven't really had a chance because it's been such a weird game going on here. So many fast-paced rounds. 13 kills with Crims, the only player actually doing anything right now for Fnatic at the bottom. Lecro, 3-11. JW, 3-10. Flusher, 5 kills. You get the picture. No one's stepping up apart from Crims. He's the only one who's looking world-class right now. Everyone else distinctly average. They haven't seemed to really deploy any outside executions. It's all very slow defaults, choose an area, and then go together, but it's not that detailed, it's not strategic. I want to see, you can do set pieces at the very start of train, just to get that bomb down. You know they've got double AWPs right now. Why are we not chucking the wall of smokes out there? Why are we not doing maybe an inside fake? Something like that, cause some rotations, make it uncomfortable. The default isn't working, you're getting picked apart by the AWPs every single time. Drop those smokes, get that bomb down, and let Crims do some work.
Seemingly give him a prod in the backside and say, go get us some frags, and he'll do just that. They unleash the beast. This is where he needs the rest of his team. This is what I said when I made my prediction. It's all well and good Crims being a boss, but he needs the rest of the team to help him out. And so far, that's just not happened. Golden running out blind is the first to get plucked out. Player advantage once again falls upon the shoulders of Nip. Lecro's going to go looking. Using the smoke just to toss in the Molotov. This at least lessens the angles he has to watch by 1. Flusher in the meanwhile will take down Rez, and suddenly things are looking a lot better for Fnatic. They're claiming kills, and they're going to claim this round and get 9-4.
Do you not remember what it was like at Inferno? Do we not saying the same things before they start just grouping up as a 5, choose an area, be assertive, and it works out for them? The defaults are not working well today. Let's just accept that and try and just use our raw aim, our skill, group up together, and try and trade frags. I think that's going to be the best way to go forward here. That's exactly what happened in Inferno, and that's how they started getting a few rounds towards the end. Is when they just go towards middle on Inferno. That's what they did, just kept going there and trying to get all 5 players in position. JW, now he's in the zone, takes down Draken. Like I said, everyone knows he does that. He needs to stop bringing that to the forefront every single round. I've seen it a million times, and if I'm JW, I'm going to be doing that every single round.
Yeah, right, using the smoke. Flashbang, though, is going to be an issue, and Flusher finds himself Dennis. Stranded out in the open, get right. At least gets a kill, but it's not going to be enough to get Nip back into this round. This is pretty much already done. Forrest and Rez maybe thinking about backing off and seeing if they can just tap out of this one.
I love that though. This is JW saying, you know what, boys, just watch this. Give me the orb. Right. I'm going to kill Draken. Go inside straight after. If I kill him, he's alone. That's it. And they run away with the round. That's so much better. This is how they should be playing this half. And they've only got one more round to be fair, but this is looking much stronger. And they're back in the game at least. It's not going to be a complete one-sided affair. They've got 5 rounds of the T-sided train. That's enough. One more would be great. But at least they've got their act together and worked out what the problem was. Shut down those double orbs, nice and fast. Get that first pick. Draken very readable. And we go into the final round of the first half here. I don't think the money's amazing with those things. Okay, I was about to say, someone on a pistol, that didn't make much sense. But it's a double orb still, just buying up the Deagles and CZs because it's the last round. You always want to do that, just in case. You never know. Get a Deagle in your back pocket. Could save your life.
May have been more of an issue had they have not saved those 2 weapons.
He's doing it again. Let's see if he can pull it off.
Nope.
I really think he should get that out of his repertoire right now. Some of these players become very predictable, and you need to have more tricks up your sleeve than just that.
Flusher has been tagged to 64. This time it's just JW who's going to be running Ivy on his own.
So this is the play I was talking about before. Great damage from Get Right. I assume it's gold. It's actually JW towards Ivy. They're trying to show lots of inside presence, and JW's actually snuck all the way towards the end. But Dennis is watching him and will take him down. So that little push towards Ivy won't find them much. 5 and 4. Ninja's looking for double digits here.
The hot streak that Dennis is currently on with his AWP continues. I'd say he's been the standout of the 2 AWPers here. He's been performing better than Draken has. Get right. Needs to think better of that decision. And speaking of Draken, he's stood up to the plate and delivers. The bomb's dropped in a horrible spot now for Fnatic. And they desperately require Lekro to put on a masterclass. 35 seconds. And we should try and teach Nip a lesson. Not going to happen. Forrest is having none of it.
10-5.5 pins. We're going to throw it down to Stunner. We're fan.
Hey, thanks, Henry. Yeah, conditions down here are just a little rough, a little bit of precipitation on the way of the Fnatic side, of course, as we go into the second half of what will be the last map of the day. Of course, all teams looking to grab this bad boy right here. This is the ultimate prize. And if you don't want this, well, I just simply don't exactly know what you're doing. I do believe it is time to get into the last half of this game, so let's kick this bad boy off right, Henry.
Yeah, that trophy is quite beautiful. NIP have won it before back in Malmo. Can they do it again? It would be sensational to do so. The last tournament victory was last year over at IEM Oakland. That was a historic victory. No one expected them to do it. Such a stacked tournament, and Rez went absolutely ham in the grand finals. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Either way, 10-5.5, looking great, right? They lost a pistol, remember, and a 3-0 coming in. 10-5, they looked like they were controlling every single element of that first half.
Oh, absolutely. And if it weren't for Fnatic making a bit of a resurgence towards the end, we could be looking at a horror story right now. This could be 12, 13, even 14 rounds. Fnatic could have already been out of it, but as it stands, they win this second pistol. We've got a game on our hands.
You're absolutely right there. Here we go then, round 1, and it will be forward set to Varma for NIP. Get right with the smoke and Molotov. Suggests they're almost certainly going inside. You have that Molotov to go for the post plant, but luckily, JW got a smoke himself, so he knows it's the prospect, and he'll be looking to defuse that bomb. It's Golden with the defuse kit and a couple of HEs. That will be designed to stop the plant towards inner. So they'll play a passive approach, and if they feel like they're in danger towards inside, 2 nades towards the bomb train. Watch out for that. JW and Golden, look out for this, see if they do much damage here.
Flusher hoping that he could at least thin out the herd before they got towards the site with a couple of headshots through the smoke. Not going to happen. So he's going to back away. They're going to look to get those HEs into effect. That smoke, the kit. But all 10 players still alive. The bloodshed's not been spilled just yet, but now here it comes with a flurry. And it's going to mainly be the terrorist blood that stains the ground of Train. Meanwhile, Kraken and Forest, they've got to try and get some work done. No Molotov to use as a smoke on the site anyway. Forrest has picked up one. Can he go any better than that? He knows it's been better. Oh my God, Forrest! Magnifique in Marseille! That was ridiculous!
What in God's name just happened there? I have no idea. That's the sickest player of the tournament so far. Just when they needed it, when the round had fallen apart. How did he get that kill in the first smoke? What the hell? A moment of silence, Vince. That's unbelievable. Well, let's just enjoy it for a moment. Gets that first kill, I think, well, that's pretty good. Was it like one bullet? Oh my God.
He literally one-tapped him and then went back to his original target.
Well, we called him out. We hadn't seen any amazing Forest moments yet.
There we go. That makes up for them.
We've got one. That's the best one he'll have all tournament. That's unbelievable. I'm flabbergasted, and that could be the game right there.
Yeah, moment of silence for Fnatic.
Yeah, perhaps. Well, if you're just joining us, hopefully you just caught that round, because that's is pretty much as good as Counter-Strike gets. That's the pinnacle of skill right there. Goodness gracious. Well, scouts coming out for Fnatic. They can't win both pistols. 11-5 for NIP. And Forrest will get a massive pat on the back if he manages to pull this last map off the back of that pistol victory. Scout coming from Lekro, does hit the first shot. Doesn't actually kill Dennis, takes another 29 points of health.
I'm still smiling at that play, man. I can't get it out of my head. That's absolutely ridiculous. Either way, got to crack on, as do Fnatic. They've got to just put that to the back of their minds. Focus on the fact that they're not out of this just yet. Sure, the odds are stacked against them. Can either of these scouts rip some heads? Kraken and Dennis, joined along by the bomb wielder of Forest. Going to be making a move together. Golden lands a deagle headshot in midair, and he's still pushed up on Heaven. The grenade is going to finish off what Flusher started, and Rez in a 1-on-3. It seems like Fnatic are going to be able to put that to the back of their minds.
Apparently so. The scouts working out, the AK's recovered. And Fnatic still in this game. It took some wonderful deagle shots there. Golden opened things up, baits in the CZ. Kills come in their favor, and NIP can't carry forward the momentum they got from that glorious Forest round there. Everything calms down for a second, and we'll see a force buy from NIP. Deagle scouts himself, 11-6, still anyone's game. Oh, look at the setup for Fnatic. 2 towards Ivy, 2 outside. Flush out alone on in now. Draken and Dennis to try and make things happen with the pistols towards Ivy.
Damage already inflicted to Nip. 2 of their players below 50. Try and make some moves out of the smoke of Ivy. Dennis going to go in first. Needs to be careful he doesn't get wounded by his teammate. Really not important, because Golden claims the frag all the same. Lekro with 2. And this round going the way that you'd anticipate at the start. 2 Fnatic, which would make it 11-7. They may not have got the pistol round, Henry, but game is certainly well and true on right now.
You're absolutely right. Clean sweep for Fnatic. Around number 18, very comfortable indeed. No need to break that one down. NIP will be having a full eco here. And yes, you're right. This is going to right down to the wire now. This is going to be a 30-round game. We might even be treated to overtime at this point. Glocks, no armor, no nades. It's one of those rounds where nothing should happen if they're very, very smart and manage to somehow get a bomb down. I'll be very impressed, but Crim's looking to shut that down before they even get a chance to get to the side.
Just realised as well, Henry, there's something about us casting together. A Kia B Deagle clutch on Train. Do you remember that?
That's true, I do.
On B site as well.
Leipzig, right? That was like one of the most iconic Deagle clips ever, and now Forrest has done that with a Glock.
Nuts, absolutely nuts. Well, we're going to see more action on B. May not get to the bomb side though, because Crims is cleaning them up with flush up. Yet right now, going to try and see if he can get a long-range Glock kill. Good luck to you on that pursuit. 11-8, just 3-round deficit cut in half.
Here we go. The game begins now. NIP with the lead. 11-8. They have AKs available. Draken won't have his trusty AWP. AWP available for JW though. Bit of a bonus situation considering all the MP9s out. The Gavril, the Crims. Actually very good with the MP9. Watch out for that. A lot of chaos, but Draken best Lekro. Good opening kill. 5-on-4. He does take considerable damage to kick things off. They will posture themselves towards inside. This looks like an execution, Vince. I don't think they'll be messing around at all. Smokes down, in they go. Hopefully find one player, and that's perfect. If you know you've got one early kill like that, of course, a secondary player for inside will have to go outside. And here's Rez to lead the charge. Who better for it than that man on your screen right now? What a shot that was. Takes down Flusher, and that could be the round in itself.
Yeah, Flusher caught in transition, just as he's trying to hop up towards Catwalk. The worst possible moment from his perspective, but the best for Nip. Looking to regain a 4-round lead. It's hard to put it past him. I don't think that Fnatic even want a part of this round anymore. Golden going to try and save his Galil. JW with the AWP. There's a lot of nades in there too. And, well, the whole bunch of equipment value just went down the drain.
You're absolutely right there. Pretty much perfect round from NIP. Doesn't get better than that. Work yourself into a default early kill. Nice assertive call. We're going inside. Rez, you're going to go kill the guys waiting for us. Instantly. Executes him on the site. In they go, bomb down. No real casualties to speak of whatsoever. Everyone survives the bomb blast. JW. I didn't realize, Vince, he's on 5 kills, 15 deaths. That slipped by me. He's the AWPer. They're 12-8 down, and he's got 5 kills for them. I'm assuming a few of those are with pistols or rifles. He probably has done nothing with the AWP. Probably nothing. Crazy, but he's on the CT side now. That's when the AWP really comes into play. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt until now. We'll see what happens. Double AWP setup. Lekro and JW riding the rest of the cash they have. Not out of this yet. This is the big kill. JW, call him out and he will respond. Lekro will join him as well. Get right with the follow-up kill, but it's all down the Crims on the bomb site. Finding anything he can. 4-on-2 now, make it 3.
Dennis and Forest remain, and Dennis has gone in for 2. Brings the plan advantage back to equality. Plant will be coming up next. Default side. Dennis will be able to just make this E-box his home now. As long as Forest and Dennis stay alive, this could be a very difficult site to retake. It's one of the hardest. There's so many angles, so many plays to watch out for, but Lekro's gone onto Forest. A trade that should never have been his. And now Dennis has the arduous, the nightmare task of clutching this 1-on-3. He has, or 1-on-2, pardon me, he has no idea as to where the 2 players are, and Crims from the shadows is going to strike, and Fnatic get it done. And I really genuinely thought that that was Nips in the bag.
Yeah, it should have been. Forrest had that. It was lined up. He had, what, almost a second to pull the trigger, get it done. He does, but can't connect the bullets. Or prevails, and Fnatic, they don't fully reset NIP. They only won 1 round. It's currently 4-2 after winning the pistol. They lost 3 in a row, won that previous, and then reset. They still have enough for the AWP 4 AKs. Draken now back on the AWP. JW got 1 in that round. Great opening pick though, give them that. Draken now using the pallet to try and get the first kill towards Ivy. Gonna take a little bit of grenade damage, lucky not to take more. Round 22. Anyone's game here. Very important round. I'm pretty sure whoever loses this is Don and Ika. Yes, indeed they are, or at least a force buy. If NIP do it, that could be game. Same story for Fnatic. They can pull it off. They're right back in this. They could tie things up.
Fnatic's back against the wall. Will they come out swinging? You have to expect they're going to come out with a fight. Double up setup. Lekro with the second. Already trying to poke and probe on the B side with a bit of utility. See if Fnatic bite down on this. Once again, this time it's going to be Forest who's on Ivy by himself. To try and really screw with the minds of Fnatic. Keep a couple players interested over on the A side. Allow the rest of his team to execute on B. It would effectively be a 4-on-2, and that should yield a bomb plant. It's important right now that Lekro can continue to get kills. He wasn't far off that shot in midair. Would have been a hell of a shot if he pulled it off. And now Forest in his lurk is going to be successful. JW's hoping for a pixel to show itself, to protrude right off the corner that he can execute from. The bomb still hasn't been planted though, Henry.
It was out of their grasp for a second, but now it finally goes down, and JW can't hit a barn door right now. Every shot he's hit firing off is not connecting. It's been a slow game for him, but we'll see whether he can pull it off here. USP comes out to get closer towards the side. Crim's starting to do God's work as he manages to find Kraken there. That's more like it. JW can't get the follow-up. Get right certainly can. 2-on-1 for himself. 65 HP. This kill could do it. He's running out of time. And Lekro will find the shot. Double digits for Fnatic. You can see the quality of play slowing down a bit. It's been a long best of 3. Players missing shots. Plays getting chaotic, and there's around $3,000 per player on NIP. They can afford to take an eco here, but the lead they once had is slipping away. I think they'll probably just get Deagles, maybe the CZ's rush inside. And they're going for pretty much the full eco events. 2 Deagles, 3 Glocks, no armor.
Maybe trusting in the AWP prowess of Draken or Dennis. And why not? Did a lot of work on the CT side. Rez already tagged down to sub 50 health. 3 players with the bomb in hand just outside of Ivy. And Grenades doing work. Fnatic doing a pretty solid job right now of just containing the situation and just making sure that NIP don't have any ways into the round.
Got to avoid that bomb plan. That's all Fnatic are trying to do. No one has to get flashy kills. Nothing crazy has to happen. Just hold up in the crossfires and stop NIP getting towards that site. They've got nothing here. No grenades. Only 1 player with a Kevlar. That's it. There should be no way they get a bomb down here. It shouldn't be uncomfortable. If NIP plant, that is a defeat in my eyes for Fnatic. They need to avoid it.
JW gonna go and see what he can find, and he will find Dennis. May have just seen the shadow of Rez in the background as he was climbing up to the top of the train. Or perhaps not, but now they definitely know where he is. He's trying to pivot and swivel like a Deagle turret. Headshots only. Well, Lekro in the meanwhile, though, makes short work of a couple more players, and, well, that should be the round done, or... Hold on a second. Forrest has already shown what he's capable of doing with pistols, never mind a Deagle in his hands, but both him and Rez are very low. This is where the CZ should be able to rip through them and claim the round, and there we have it. They finish it off. 1 round separates these 2 Swedish juggernauts.
Yeah, absolutely. Here comes the buy again for NIP, maintaining the lead. 12-11. We're going the full distance, ladies and gentlemen. It's round number 24, the final map of the evening, the final half. Only a few rounds separates one of these teams from the semi-finals. Not clear who it's going to be. And in true best of 3 fashion, it's always so good to see the 3rd map deliver. We're certainly getting a game now. Double AWP set up for Lekro and JW. Aggressive play from Golden. Form he's shown tonight suggests that might not be the best idea. We'll see if it works out for him. Forrest on the other side, and that's quite a scary prospect. Flashbang will come through. I don't think Golden's facing as aggressively as he once was. Forrest sprays towards Ivy. Golden needs to be very careful here. Doesn't fire back in response, but a good nade. 19 damage towards Forrest. Now a smoke down, but that's costing them smokes. And it's not like they get a ton for it. Get right. This is clever. Snuck down towards inside. I'm sure the CTs are aware this could be a possibility.
And amongst all the chaos and all of the carnage, managed to sneak his way onto the site. If Flusher comes round the corner, he may very well be a dead man. The crosshair placement for Get Right's already at head height. Will Flusher expect this? Yes, he will. Making sure there's going to be no surprises in store for the CTs. And with the bomb getting dropped out just outside of ramp, or at least the player, pardon me, the bomb's up on catwalk. That's going to make things even harder. And the bomb carrier of Dennis now is going to go in for a kill. Looking to scamper across to the site and get it planted, which he will do. But now Crims is spraying up through the smoke. Has already claimed 1 life, looking for 1 more. Post-plant Henry, 2-on-4, doesn't look good for NIP.
It looks like they might be able to get a kill away with Reds. It's all down to him. That's all I can think of. The only gets out of jail card they'll have. Now the 4 versus 1. Maybe you're right. It might be absolutely done here. He does get the first. Doesn't have the HP to do much more with it. Great stuff from Fnatic. I like the idea from Get Right, but you could see Flusher was 1 step ahead of him. He knew exactly what was possible there. He had the advantage. Comes around, sprays him down. His teammates come to join him, but it was too late. The damage had already been done. They do get a plant and 4-stage loss bonus. Means a buy is available, but they're all hovering around $4,000. It's enough for an AK, armor, and a smoke. That is about it. AK costs 2,700. Armor and helmet, 1,000. Smoke, 300. We'll see if the Scout Draken will be the way to get success here. I'm not sure. Up against double AWPs. I just don't even know where you find the window of opportunity to find the first kill. Maybe towards the hit of the bomb train. Looking towards Iber right now. Doesn't get the tag. Looked like it was on him on my screen.
Me too. I thought that was on him for sure. Maybe not a headshot, but at least taking 70 health away.
Yep, exactly. Might have been slightly moving. Doesn't matter anymore. He's just been wallbanged to hell. Lekro has served Draken. Get a replay ready. Put it in slow motion. Let's go.
And Lekro's still hungry. Another kill goes his way. Done with dishing out death. Flusher in the meanwhile. Tapping away. No kill forthcoming, but it's only a matter of time. Nip living on borrowed time here in round 25, and this would be Fnatic taking the lead in what seems like forever. Get right has been peppered down by Flush's M4. And now Forest is going to have to go do one of the craziest clutches you'll ever see, and he gets denied at the first hurdle.
He would have to do unspeakable things to make that work, Vince, and I don't think that was the opportunity to do so. Fnatic will take the lead for the first time in a very long time. There we go. Fnatic 13, NIP 12. Maximum loss bonus again. Bomb going down. Thank you so much. They listened to me. They did exactly what I wanted. That was perfect. Thank you, production.
I'm glad they did. You just to see how wrecked Draken actually got.
You don't see that connecting every day, let me tell you. That's pretty special. Gets to the opening kill, funnels NIP in towards B. The rest is history. Round 26. They are going to buy the Ninjas, that is. Dennis, 18 kills to his name. 20 for Forest. Fragging at a reasonable level, but the big name that stands out on the scoreboard, Draken. 11 kills, 16 deaths. Both the AWPers on either side is struggling, I have to say. Unfortunately, they're normally the high-flying strikers of Train, and nothing really coming in from the AWP point of view.
Certainly true. And that way, I suppose they've kind of equalized each other out. Flusher, oh, the jumping. Dennis spray deals with him. That Molotov is going to force Lekro's hand into the smoke, and in doing so, it allows Rez to push up, get closer to the CTs. A great fast round by Nip, and it's looking like it could be successful.
Yeah, similar vibes to what Fnatic were being presented with in the first half. Default's not working. Get right, this is getting towards Connector. He's called, he's got a guaranteed kill here. It's a bit of a meal of it, but gets it in the end. 4 versus 1, NIP to tie things up here. In terms of money, Fnatic will be fine for the next round. They've had 5 in a row so far, and it's just to Lekro now to save his AWP. That one missed shot from Lekro really dictated the round. Sure, his teammate goes down, he's holding his position, that was Flusher, but Lekro can just find one of those shots to buy them some time, delay the plant somewhat. He missed the lineup. All 4 players are low around. Obviously, they're bunny hopping around. There's flashbangs going off. It's difficult, but he certainly had the chance to at least find an opening. We are going to see all 30 rounds, whether you like it on offense. It's happening.
Oh, I love it.
Good.
I'm sure many people at home do too. Yeah, definitely strap yourself in. Be going the distance. This could be heading to overtime. And of course, this, if you just join us, the 3rd map in a best of 3. Winner goes to the semi-finals. Flash out, Golden. Can't quite make the most of it, or can he? The bomb's been dropped out in a horrible spot. They're going to be able to neutralize the Molotov too, and it's going to be a battle of the utility, which Fnatic seemingly have won for the time being.
Dropping everything they can, trying to keep the bomb on their side of the server. It looks like it will be picked up. Exciting play here. 27, and Draken through the smoke. He's been quiet so far. Speculative shot through the smoke does yield a kill. It's Golden that goes down. Frustrating scenes considering they had to work so hard for that opening kill. The incendiary, the shot, the backup, all their utility thrown. And still a 4-on-4, which technically favors the T sides. 1 minute remaining. As you can see, 13-13 in terms of cash. Both teams pretty much fully invested in. So, whoever wins this forces their opposition to an eco and find the 14th round. Potentially series point with that as well. So much on the line here. 45 seconds remain.
They're going to take their sweet time before they make a decision, but that in itself, they don't have much left of. 30 seconds. Moving into T main. The decision has been made for them. They have to hit A, and they have to hit it quick. Lecro, gonna see a player jumping across, and now the tactic, it's known. The CT just have to bide their time and wait. 10 seconds now. Short Draken gets a kill, but this is Flush's opportunity to maybe rain down some kills. And in fact, no, Crims takes it from underneath him. Perfect spray through the smoke, denying the round. And Fnatic retake the lead again.
No bomb going down, and a knife in the end. That means no money for Draken, plenty of money for Fnatic, and that's an absolute nightmare. Oh my goodness, they'll have to take a pause, surely. What's the play? They're going to buy, Vince. They have to, I guess. They need to avoid series points. Deagle, no armor for Draken. UMP, CZ, a couple of AKs. Desperate times call for desperate measures. What have they got left? NIP, surely this is the end of the run. Great character shown so far, but Fnatic, too strong. A few smokes to work with, flashbangs in the back pockets. JW finding some life towards the end. Bomb didn't go down. If you die after the round timer, you get no money at all. It's a knife to finish, of course it is, in the previous round.
I think he had like $350 at the start of the round.
So he dropped a Deagle and he bought himself a smoke.
Bare bones. As we near the finish line, both teams can taste the semi-finals in Marseille. As it stands, in terms of firepower, Fnatic certainly have the upper hand. Constantly, Nip have tried to press Ivy, hasn't really been too successful for them. Previous round, of course, they dropped the bomb there, courtesy of Golden. 45 seconds now. And in goes Crims, and again, he will be the Grim Reaper. No one can handle him.
Taking life away, left, right, and center. You're absolutely right, Vince. And that double spray down towards Pop Dog might signal the end of the run for NIP. This was a full investment. Loss bonus at second stage at the end of this round. That's $1,900. Series point, semi-final point coming in. 3-on-1. Forest. He's had some ludicrous rounds, but he doesn't even have time to plant. He'd have to kill all three players. He just needs to save that AK and desperately scrabble for whatever they can in what should be the final round.
Indeed. Forest is going to go down.
Let's see what happens here. We'll get into the next round. 15-13. There will be one timeout called. NIP, bare bone structure here. CZs, Desert Eagles. Rez will have a Glock for now, working out which spy he wants to go for. Pitta, I do not envy you right now. You've got to come up with the solution of how NIP stay in this game. 2 rounds to force overtime. Fnatic have got the full buy. Crims even going for the MP9 at this point. They have enough money to give him a rifle, but he wants to be in that Pop Dog. He wants to be running around and gunning them down. And we get into round number 29 here. Have a look at the initial setup. Get Right and Forest make their way towards inner, and there's 3 players waiting for them. Crims will be forcing the first kill. He'll get it. And now 4 players survived. Oh my goodness, it's all falling apart. 3 now. Desert Eagle, 2 CZs, Forest and Rez. A lot of pressure on their shoulders here. We'll see whether it's going to be enough as we get into what should be the last ever play of the series. There's one of the penultimate kills. Crims gets it with the MP9. 5 versus 1. It looks like it's done, and I feel so bad for NIP. My heart bleeds for them. What a performance. What a great showing they brought to this semi-final. It looked like they were out of it in the first map. It seemed like it was done, but they came back victoriously on Inferno and Fnatic. It certainly delivered in that third map, Vince. It had everything there. All the clutches, all the huge rounds, the pistol, back and forth gameplay. And Fnatic will be going to the semi-final.
To face Astralis, and if I take nothing else away from this, as you can see, Forrest there, that play he made is going to stay with me for a very long time.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. If you make those sort of plays, you get into God mode. It's very rare to see players getting to that sort of pinnacle of Counter-Strike. when you get there and you still can't find victories, it can be so gutting, and NIP really thought they could create some magic here again at the DreamHack Masters. It's not going to happen for them. They do go out in the quarterfinals, but still an epic game and one that will be remembered for a long time. It's the Swedish derby that always seems to deliver, and that one was no different. Shout out to Crims again. You can't deny his skill and his form right now. He's out there in the conversation for the best player in the world right now.
Totally agree with you. Absolutely.
Well, we're going to throw it over to the analysts. Boys, what do you make of that one? What a game that was.
You said it all perfectly, Henry. Vince, thank you so much. Yes, an incredible series as domestic derbies tend to deliver, and this one is no exception. Spectacular. I'm so glad we got to see NIP find footing on Inferno, and so we could have Train. That was a nice end to the day, and so much to be discussed. Got Chaddy B and Janko Paunovic here. I've learned my lesson. Yeah, thank you, thank you. But this is going to be a lot of fun. Fnatic are in the semi-finals, but I feel like we're going to spend most of our time talking about NIP.
Well, look, if you go up against Crims on a map like that on Train and he just crushes your soul, I think he got over 30 kills there in the end. Crazy. With that MP9 play just pushing up close. It's a little bit of BM. You know, Henry said he had enough money to pick up a rifle, but he's just gone with the MP9 and used it against the lack of head armor. Oh, it is heartbreaking for NIP though, isn't it?
Truly, but I mean, you're right. Fnatic, they managed to put what you described previously, Janko, as this kind of balls-to-the-wall approach. They do seem rather loosey-goosey, and yet it seemed to have a degree of structure to it as well. They knew when those plays were needed.
Yeah, absolutely. I think also really you don't want to piss Crims off, you know, trying to knife him, whereas in that first half probably, you know, just added more resolution for Crims, but yeah, it's difficult to look at the first two games because they were all both very convincing wins for Fnatic on Mirage, for NIP on Inferno, but that Train game was just outstanding, and really after that Forest pistol clutch, which is one of the craziest I've seen in a while, that's where you can't lose the second round. And that's what happened for NIP. Yeah. They win that pistol, they lose the second round, and after that is when Fnatic really gains a lot of momentum, and NIP couldn't string gun rounds together.
Yeah, Rez flying through the air with that knife in his hands. God, it's going to be haunting him this round. Just ridiculous. The arena erupted. Look at this. Back, forth, and back again. Crims. Yeah, you say you don't piss him off. Well, after that round, he certainly seemed to reach a Super Saiyan level of form.
Yeah, and I think in the end, when you look at this game and you look at Train, the problem for NIP, it seemed to me that towards the end of the game, there were a lot of, you know, contact plays, trying to find openings, trying to go for duels. They went away from what made them such a good team recently. Even on Train, they didn't go for as many set executes, they didn't use that much utility. I think they maybe tunnel vision a bit, potentially Dennis with, you know, just knowing Fnatic and how they play and trying to catch them off guard.
And someone that knows Fnatic better than any of us here at the panel is JW. He is standing by for an interview, and this is going to be so much fun. Hey, Jesper, were you reading us loud and clear?
Yeah, I hear you.
Congratulations, you're in the semi-final, dude. What a game. You must be exhausted.
I mean, I could play a lot more because it's fun to play, but it was a great feeling to win that.
Dude, that I think we just discussed on the desk, but basically we just want to talk about Train because that was such an incredible map of Counter-Strike. I mean, first of all, Forest's clutch. What do you say in a situation like that?
Yeah, I mean, we were pretty shaky after that. I was 100% sure. I just saw the clip that he didn't see him, but I was 100% sure that he saw him through the smoke or something from higher, because I was just trying to distract him, shooting some bullets. I missed on purpose, of course.
Oh, of course, yeah.
No, but yes, somehow he has tapped the guy in the defuse, and I kind of felt that I lost that round because I should have that guy there, and yeah. But I mean, they showed great strength, I would say, coming back after Mirage, because I would say we were pretty dominant on that, even though they came back a bit by the end. I feel they are very strong by coming back to wreck us that hard in Inferno. So
crazy.
Yeah, and then we showed even more strength, I would say, by coming back on that Train game. So I think finally, after a long time, the Swedish CS is looking bright again.
It's coming back.
That's definitely a good point there. I think the Swedish Counter-Strike is looking hot at the moment. But with that Inferno game, sure, you know, they showed mental fortitude to come back and play that well. What do you think went wrong for you guys in that game?
It's hard to pinpoint exactly what's going wrong right now with our Inferno. I would say our Inferno right now have gone from being one of our best maps to maybe our worst. our strongest things on that map have been to like work the map individually together, but now lately when we have been struggling, we're trying like to play too much as a team and being too structured, and I feel that doesn't really work on Inferno, because you need to find the gaps and you need to find the entries and then work on that. You can't really have a structure. I'm sorry, the reason I'm laughing is because that's such a Fnatic answer. It's just like, look, I'll tell you why we really screwed up. We tried to play as a team.
Well, you guys used to be like the gods at the mid-round of that, right? You'd take Fnatic control, you'd take mid-round control, and from there you'd play the rotations fantastically. Weren't able to get it going against NIP there, but one thing I want to note was there was a couple of rounds on Mirage with you where you just were playing off of some insane instincts. I think there was a 2v2 after plant, and you've come through connector and you've swung out wide on this guy in jungle and absolutely destroyed him. Did you know he was there? Because like I missed the action with the observing. Yeah, so he killed one of my guys in jungle, I think, and I faked that I jumped down from window to mid, and I heard him step like towards stairs, but I was still pretty sure that he was gonna stay around for a bit, because yeah, he was trying to get a kill before they actually plant the bomb. So I just waited, and after they planted for so long, I just felt that he needed to be close still.
Yeah, I was wondering when it came to Train and that comeback in the second half, does the fact that, you know, Dennis is in-game leading NIP and you played together for such a long time, did that play a part of you maybe, you know, getting some good reads, knowing his tendencies as an in-game leader, or was it just based off of general instinct?
I think to begin with, we know Dennis is a very explosive player and he likes to call in a very explosive way. So in the beginning of the game, we wanted to shut down their inner rush and their outside rush. And then by the end of the game, we figured, because we know that he have brought some tactics from us in Fnatic with him. So we have a alley search round where you go 3 people, 2 with AK and 1 with AVP, and search alley, and then you explode through alley, T-mid, and pop basically. So by the end of the game, we figured that we're gonna use that. So Golden, yeah, he read that and he played very aggressive alley, and we blocked that move. And I think they tried to do that 1 or 2 times when we actually blocked him. So I think they got pretty off guard there and didn't really know how to react on that.
Absolutely perfect. That's awesome. Thank you so much, JW. These are the answers I love. Thank you. Go celebrate, man. Wow, that's cool. We don't get answers like that in the your standard interview, so I'm just going to keep saying how good they are until we get them all the time.
Until everyone does them all the time, and we just get all the players on the desk, and we sit here for an hour.
So Chad, what just happened there is you sat in a green room saying, "Oh, I wish I saw that kill," and then you just asked the player directly after the game what happened, and he explained perfectly.
It's pretty nice, right?
It's a luxury. It really is. And you know what else is a luxury? We've got some semi-finals tomorrow. We've got a grand final tomorrow. It's not done. We're not done with DreamHack Masters Marseille, of course. I do want to talk a little bit more about the loss of the teams today. You know, as we kind of end out our day, not only have we lost the Ninjas, there are other scalps that have been taken, Yenko. What's do you think the biggest surprise you? It has to be that Gambit game.
Well, Gambit to an extent. I think maybe the bigger one is Mouse Sports, because they were one of the big favorites for the whole thing. But when you take into account how well Simple was playing, and Flamey and Electronics, so the core of that team, maybe not a huge surprise. Also FaZe surprisingly underwhelming, maybe.
Yeah, I have to agree with that one. I think it's the Mouse Sports one that stands out for me. It's fantastic that Na'Vi have stepped up to that level. And Duncan actually made an interesting tweet calling Mouse a placeholder team. So now that we're seeing all these other ones who have come together with their rosters potentially on the rise, Mouse Sports have to prove they're a legit contender now, not just someone that, when everyone else was in limbo, who were winning the tournaments.
And on that perfect segue, we are going to take a look at our top 5 plays. And there was one man in particular up at number 5 who made life difficult for Mouse. The final round, he ends it with an ace, and his last couple of shots with the USP. So naughty. That was Simple, just mowing them down as they aggressed on Banana.
Couldn't do anything wrong in that game. He was so confident. This is the thing. Simple does this every game. So going to need to see more of that tomorrow versus Gambit.
I want to see more of this as well. This was Skadoodle just being a cheeky beaver. Look at that. Switch to the sniper. He knows he hasn't got bullets. He switches and just puts the barrel in the belly button of Hobbit. Fantastic stuff. Up at number 3, Na'Vi Mouse. It was Chris's 4K. And this kind of came out of nowhere. I think he surprised himself.
Yeah, definitely so, with those 2 kills, 1 through the wood.
This is what everyone dreams about in your pugs, when you're like, I'm gonna peek Banana for info, you know, and I'm just gonna end up killing everyone.
Yeah, FaZe Astralis, we saw Mr. Zipnix. This was over on Nuke. He gets that 1v4 clutch. It is just, I mean, this is just Zipnix things.
Yeah, Glaive helped him out there by committing suicide, but sure.
I'll leave you to do your own thing. I won't be in your way.
I'm out of here. He thought he was throwing like a puff of smoke. It was actually a Molotov, but Zipnix wins all the same, and you can see just how precise he was, even catching Nico through smoke. Guardian looking like a bit of a muppet on that ladder.
Had a massive clutch on Mirage as well, first map.
And number 1, your winner of the day, you know what it's going to be, Forest. You could, I mean, this round, bearing in mind this happened just moments ago, I think we've had to change the top 5 because of this play. And the whole crowd, truly, I've never heard decibel levels like it. I was in the other room and I could hear them.
Makes it even more ridiculous because Krims was just about to defuse. You know, it's not like there was 5 seconds and he could go back to him and spam him. No, it was this one shot or nothing.
That was craziness, and I just felt like that could have been enough to drive them over the finish line, and I hate to be that guy, Yenko, as you were just before. Convert that, it could be a very different game.
Convert that, they win, that's it. There's no ifs and buts.
That's brutal, yes, indeed. But that is Counter-Strike. It's a game of very small margins, and we are going to be moving into tomorrow with these brackets. Let's show them so you know exactly how things are going to be going down. Chad, look at this lay of the land. We have just 4 teams left out of 16.
Doesn't it stick out like a sore thumb, though? Gambit in the semi-finals. Like, coming into this tournament, I didn't even think they'd make it out of the group stage, and they've definitely impressed. They've shown up here in the sample size that we've seen in this tournament. Maybe the first game versus Liquid on Cobblestone, a bit of an enigma, but the rest of the performance has been fantastic. It seems like they're running with confidence, and going up against the Na'Vi tomorrow, you know, Seized is going to have a vendetta to settle there.
Absolutely, and this is the order of which you'll get to see those semi-finals. We'll start with Na'Vi Gambit, and then you get Astralis, Fnatic. Oh man, I'm looking forward to that one, and that will be your grand final. Starting about 6 o'clock local time, and it's going to be, of course, accelerated, so if we get any stomps, which I don't know if we will, actually. Na'Vi Gambit is an intriguing one in itself. And with that all said, I could keep talking. Like, I was about to start a whole dialogue about Gambit and the fact that they were in a group with Space Soldiers, and I should probably stop because we've got to talk tomorrow as well. Thank you so much for hanging out with myself and the analysts and, of course, this beautiful crowd and stage. We will be back tomorrow, so go ahead and join us for Championship Sunday as another master will be crowned. A big thank you to our sponsors, CORSAIR and Monster, for making this whole thing possible. We'll see you tomorrow for the finale.